Hello, everybody.
Hello.
We are here. I trust you can see and hear us. Let me adjust the screen a little bit. There we go. And we've got people coming in, so we'll give everybody a few minutes as we usually do for this. So Mary Ann is here. Hi, Mary Ann. Glenna is here. Barb is here. Dan is here. Em is here. Hi, Em. Adam Soos is here. Hi, Adam. Looking fresh. Well, Walter was just complaining that he thinks he might be getting a cold. He's felt funny all day. I don't know. Well, you do feel
I
strange.
just have a bit of a scratchy throat and stuff, so.
Well, you can't be sick. Someone's got to cook the turkey on the weekend. Hi, Tracy. So, we'll get started here in just a second. And waiting for a few other people to join us. Laura is here. Hi, Laura. And I suppose everybody is now, the panic is on. 1 week to Christmas Day. Christmas. Bah. Humbug. Yeah. Purple Wall's here. Hi, Kay. Brenda's here. Hi, Brenda.
I don't really actually feel all that bad. It's just,
I don't know.
it's just there.
Speak for yourself. It didn't feel bad to me. In fact, I think that's a rot spot right there. I don't know, a little soft. Adam says hot water with lemon honey.
We were at a friend's place on the weekend, and it was really dry in there.
Yeah, their place was really dry. They had a humidifier going, but that wasn't doing very well. Well, I hope that's all it is, because this is not the time of year for getting sick. Patsy says,
Patsy's sick.
Oh, had the flu and pneumonia. Oh, God, that's not good, Patsy. There's Mona. Hi, Mona. And Jan is here. Bonjour, Jan. Comment ça va?
Bonjour, eh?
Yeah, bonjour, eh? Bonjour, eh? Well, anyways, Sherry. Oh, Anita's here.
Anita's here.
Anita, you made it to one. We haven't seen you in so long. Did we miss anybody saying hello to them? Oh, with the new Quilting Life with Janice. Hi, Janice. I think we got everybody else so far that's in. Okay, well, let's get started. So, what does Walter have to show us besides his face?
Nothing. Well, I don't know. I think I had the bag done last week.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, well, Walter's bags are done, and they have been delivered to the people that were supposed to be getting them. We're going to talk a little bit more about the neighbors in a minute, because we have had a very interesting time with the neighbors yesterday, and we'll talk about that in a bit. Hi, Cheryl. So I do have a few things to show you. Of course I do. Let me just get them up here on the screen and switch it over. So I did this table runner. Yeah, I know. I said I was done with Christmas stuff, but apparently not. We were invited, more about that in a minute, but we were invited into Toronto for a turkey dinner to a couple of good friends, their place, and we stayed overnight. And, I can't go empty-handed. So I made this. This is an in the hoop project, meaning that it's all done on my embroidery machine. A lot of little pieces, because every piece you see on there, like the panels in the center of it, the sashing, the border pieces, the cornerstones, all of it is all done in the hoop. Then you have to sew it all together. It's sort of a quilt as you go, because you can see quilting lines in it as well. And then I had to back it and bind it. And but I love doing these kind of projects. I really do. They can be a bit confusing the first time you do one, but I've done so many different ones that I know what I'm doing. So that was a gift, and I made some matching napkins and some napkin rings, my little reindeer napkin rings that I printed on my 3D printer for them, and put them in one of my Christmas bags, not one of Walter's. His were all spoken for. So yeah, they had to slum it on that. So I did that, and I am working right now, and just before we went to air, I have finished all the blocks for this. This is an in the hoop project too. It is a wall hanging. It's a bookshelf quilt, wall hanger quilt, whatever you want to call it. It's more of a wall hanging than quilt, although it is quilted in there as well. The machine does it for you. You can't really see it there, but it does. And there's about 20 of these tiles, that's what they call them, that need to all be sewn together, and then I have to back it and sash it, or not sash it, but bind it and the whole bit. I started this
Quite a while ago, didn't you?
early this year, like I don't know, in around March, maybe February, and it's been sitting on the back burner for a while. So I decided I wanted to see if I could get it done before
Put
the
it on
end
the
of the
front
year.
burner.
Yeah, it's now on the front burner. Yeah. So I have finished all the tiles now. There's more of them you see here in this picture. So probably starting tomorrow, I will start getting it assembled. And that takes a little bit of time. It's a little tricky sew job because you see those black lines that run around each of the tiles? Well, basically those are your guidelines. And when you put two of these tiles together, right sides together, you have to put a pin through the corners of those black lines and to line it all up, because then you sew just on the outside of those lines. You can see them through on the other side of the tile. And just by a hair, like a scant, it's not a scant quarter inch because those are cut at half an inch. But so scant half inch maybe. No, actually it wouldn't be scant, it would be because it goes the other way. But anyways, if you've sewn them right, you will not see those lines. And not hard to do, but it's a little fiddly. You got to make sure you have everything lined up right. Pins really help with something like that. And is there anything else to show you? Oh, I'll show you that one later. So let me go back to us. There we are. And let me go back to where I can see everybody. Let's go here. Okay, so what are people saying? Okay, back up. Looks like we've had a few more people join us since I cut over. Nita, we said hello to Nita. Just
Sarah.
Walter is enough. Yeah, really? Adam says, ooh, pretty. Love the Christmas runner. Lovely. Hi, Selena. Nita says the runner's a winner. Tracy likes it. Stephanie's here. Hi, Stephanie. And Billy's here. And just go down a little further. Mozilla asks, is that applique around the borders on the runner, Stephen? No, it is all embroidered. There is no, well, okay. No, this one's, yeah, there are some applique sort of pieces on it, but you do it in the hoop. The machine actually does the stitching around the applique. All you do is it will put an outline. You lay your fabric piece a little bigger than the outline. You don't have to worry about fussy cutting or anything like that. It's just these are great projects for using up scraps. And then it sews a tack down stitch, and you just take your applique scissors and you just trim right around that stitch line. It's really easy because with the what do they call them? Pelican or duck bill scissors. Yeah. The applique scissors, you just lay them underneath the fabric, pull it up on one corner so it's sort of taut next to the stitching, and your scissors will slide right up along the edge of it. You do have to be careful you don't cut the stitches, but it's very easy to do it. And then it does it'll come back at some point and do a satin stitch around that, which finishes it all off very nicely. So yeah, you don't have to worry. I mean, it's a neat trick in your embroidery machine if you have an embroidery machine for it. What else is being said here? Good afternoon. We got that. Oh, Shirley's here. Hi, Shirley. Purple Wall says, Kay says, I've been wanting to do a bookcase quilt. I see Pat Sloan has a sew along for next year, but I'm sure I won't get to it like any of the other projects. Yeah, she does sew alongs, a lot of sew alongs. She does more than one a year, I think. And I've often thought about following along with them too. I've thought about that for a lot of sew alongs, but I'm afraid of taking on too much because there are classes I want to take, there's projects I want to do. you know, I've already set up, and I've already started my list of things for next year to do. And yeah, I'll never get to them all. You know what it's like. So another sew along is kind of another commitment. Um, Barb says hello to Shirley. Is that a designs by Juju? Tracy asked. Yes, it is. That one is a designs by Juju.
Which one, the bookcase or the other one?
Oh, yeah. If you mean the table runner, that's by Juju. The bookcase is by, I think it's Sweet Pea. Yeah, yeah. It's Sweet Pea. Um, oops. Anita says, I want to tell you that there's a great article on Kay Fassett in Where Women Create. I know he's a male, but they did a great article on him. That's great, but I'm not buying that magazine. I don't like the title. Where do women create? In the basement? In the garage? At somebody else's house? I don't know.
You agree.
Well, I'm not a woman, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. I'm just kidding. Whatever. Oops. I went up a little too fast.
Melna Montoya.
Yeah. Mel's here. I'm not sure how to Milena. I think it's Milena. Okay. I hope I'm saying that right, Milena. If not, we call you Mel. Sue's here. Hi, Sue. Suzanne is here. Yeah, Anita says the article has lots of pictures of his studio, pure eye candy. He's 84. Yeah, I've seen a few things on YouTube at some of the quilt shows he's been at, and they've interviewed him there, he and his other half. And yeah, he's quite an interesting character. The only thing about Kay Fassett that I find very interesting is he's an artist, and then he got into knitting. He doesn't quilt. He designs, but he doesn't quilt. He has people who make the quilts from his fabric. He's about the design of the fabric. And I also found out something interesting. He doesn't do necessarily the coloring either. There's another person that is sort of a colorist. So basically, Kaif now is sort of a concept person. He has an idea, he sketches it out, from what I gather, and other people do the rest of the stuff with it. So I guess when you become that famous, I guess you can have people to do that kind of stuff for you. Hi, Laurel.
Triple Cottage Crafts. Hi, Steve Welter. This is Abby, longtime viewer, lurker.
Yeah, Abby. Yeah, and Abby, I've been talking to Abby because we're trying to set up an interview. So if you haven't checked out Purple Cottage Quilts or Crafts, do, because she does a lot of interesting things. Especially right now, I'm very fascinated with what she's doing with echo dyeing. I watched several of Abby's videos about that. And if you don't know what echo dyeing is, essentially it's taking linen and old fabrics and paper and other things, and you dye them using natural objects for your colors, and that, and rust. Yeah, and she uses rusty things too. It's really interesting, and especially for anybody who's into journal making, you need to check it out. I don't do that anymore. It almost makes me want to get back into it, but no. I'm not going to. Hi, Faith. Yes, I do, Faith. I do have the ruler by George for that. To be honest, though, I haven't used it that much. When those tiles, for example, all I have to do is flip them over to the back, find the outside stitch line, and just use my regular ruler at the 1/2 inch mark and cut it off. Now, see, because of the way these particular ones are designed, I don't have to worry about pushing back the batting. That's what the George ruler is designed for. If that whole square had batting, then you'd want to only cut off your stabilizer kind of a thing, but you'd want to leave the batting because of the way you sew it together, so there wouldn't be a gap. But these ones are designed in such a way that that's not the situation. But yes, I have one of those rulers, and when I do use it, it works very effectively. Um, Teresa's here. Hi, Teresa. Yeah, I know it looks like a lot of fun. I mean, the one thing I could see is maybe someday taking some like basic white cotton and doing eco dyeing on it and using that as my fabric for a quilt or for part of the quilt design. What else? Oh, Green Quilts is here. I've been to a Christmas concert in the piano room of a 19th century home. I didn't know you could. I didn't know you could time travel. That's amazing. You should do a YouTube about that. Or maybe you have, and we just haven't seen it yet because it's in the future. Anyways, I jest. Sort of. All right. So I think we're caught up on the conversation. So those were the things I was working on. So you may or may not have seen already that I put up an announcement about 2 Zoom events that are coming up for the Christmas season and New Year's. We've made the decision now. We have got everything organized for Christmas now. We know where we're going to be, when we're supposed to be. So we are going to do Christmas cocktails with Stephen and Walter Zoom event on Christmas Eve, December 24th, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. All are welcome to attend. You will find the link for that in the show notes below. I meant to do that today and I forgot. Note to self, I need to send out to all of you that are on the mailing list for pop-up So Days and for Craft and Chat. I will send you that information to your mailboxes as well. You may get it twice, okay, because some of you are on both of those lists, and I just send it out as a bulk email, so forgive me if you get it twice, but it's twice the fun. So that will go out. I'll remember to try and send that out right after we're done here today. But it will also be in the show notes for this day. It'll also be in all the show notes for everything I put up over the next 2 weeks. So, well, for the next week anyways, for the cocktail party. What are we going to do at the cocktail party? Well, I do have a special YouTube video that I posted yesterday talking about it. But the whole idea here is I know there are people who are alone at Christmas for one reason or another. And that makes me unhappy. I don't think anybody should be alone at Christmas. So this is our little way of at least giving you a little bit of Christmas cheer. We'll get started at 7 p.m. Bring your favorite beverage, bring a snack or something festive. If you want to dress up festive, go ahead. We're not. We don't dress up much. And we'll probably have Quilter and smart cocktails or something equivalent of, or possibly wine and beer, whatever. And we're going to chat with all of you. We're going to see all of you, which will be nice. You might want to touch up here and there for that occasion. And if you've got something to show us, like something you've made whenever that you really like and you want to show off, we'll have a little show and tell. Now, this does not necessarily have to be a quilt. It could be a quilt. It could be a garment. It could be a bag, a purse, a piece of artwork, a paper crafting thing, scrapbook page, whatever. Something that says you were creative on doing something. And if you want, we'll even extend it further. If you've got, like at this time of the year, people pull out their traditional Christmas decorations and things. Maybe they have things that mean something to them. There's a special item that they put in their house or hang on their tree at Christmas time, and you want to tell us the little story behind it, then by all means, feel free to do that. We might play a couple of games online as well. And I might have a couple of little fun videos to show you too. So we'll do this for a couple of hours. I don't know when it's going to end. We'll figure that out. As long as you people are keeping us entertained and we're having fun, we'll go forever. As soon as you bore us. Do you want to say anything about that?
No.
No, geez, you're just a chatterbox today. Stop, Walter, stop. I can't get a word in edgewise. Really. Oh, there goes the Mr. Magoo face. Yep. Okay. Yeah.
No, Mr. Magoo's like that.
Yeah, whatever. Well, you kind of look like him when you put your glasses on. But so that's December 24th. On January the 1st, New Year's Day, we're having an all-day sow day. Starting at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, ending probably around 5. But here's the kicker. Someone reminded me this today. I wasn't thinking. New Year's Day falls on a Sunday, which would be when we do Stephen and Walter Live. So, if I can get the technology to work, we're going to try something interesting. While the sewing is going on with everybody through the Zoom, I think there's a way that I can link that whole thing up to YouTube Live. So those of you that aren't participating in the Sew Day but may want to come on for Stephen and Walter Live, you will be able to see all of us that are in the Sew Day, but at the same time you'll be able to chat in the sidebar. Hope this isn't getting too confusing, because as I speak about this, it's kind of confusing me. But I'm pretty sure I can do this. I've been talking to Stephanie Stitches, who does something like this every Saturday night. So we'll see. It's going to be a kind of interesting experiment, and we will have a live studio audience, the sewing people, as well as a chat audience. So I hope this will work out. It'll be fun. So that is going to be on January the 1st, as I said. Now, if you can't get there at 8 a.m., don't worry. You can come and go as you please. Because I know, like, people that are living, in
Western Canada.
Western Canada,
or Western United
States, for you, like if you're right out in California or in BC, you guys are 3 hours behind us. So if we're starting at 8, are you really going to get up at 5 a.m. to do this? Maybe, but no obligation. Okay. And then, of course, we go the other way. The time's going to be much later. So come and go as you please with it. That's okay. And bring something to work on, whatever you want to work on. It's not just quilting and sewing. Remember that. It's for anything that you want to do. If you want to reorganize your underwear drawer, by all means, go for it. Maybe show us a few things. No, maybe not. But yeah, so that's January the 1st. And all those links will be in the show notes today and on everything from here on up to the day of January the 1st. And as I said, I will send out later, probably today, tomorrow for sure, to everybody on my mailing list, all of that as well. Okay, what are people saying?
Go up a bit. I think.
Did I go too high? Yeah, I saw that. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay, I think it's around where Purple Cottage Craft said, you seen her husband's face when you put a pile of bundles in.
Why don't you speak up?
You should have seen my husband's face the first time I put a bundle of old papers and such in a pot on the stove.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, it's not really something that's neat, is it? And you're throwing all this stuff. I am assuming that you use a dedicated pot when you do your eco dyeing. I don't imagine you just rinse it out and then cook dinner in it. Especially when you got a few rusty items in there, that might be, nothing says we've enjoyed your meal like lockjaw.
Patsy says, I find the trimmer by George leaves the batting in the way on the DBJJ tree skirt.
That's designs by Juju. Tree skirt. The blocks grow together better if you trim the batting closer to the stitch line. Yeah. That's very much similar to this one that I just showed you too on some of them. It depends on how they've been designed with it. So, but the George ruler, if you do a lot of this stuff, is very handy. And I've got version 2, but I believe they've got one now called version 3, which I don't really know what the difference is between the two. I think there's more markings on the ruler for you. But it's a good product. I like it. I'm glad I was able to get one. Stephanie says, wear the headband. Hand me the
Oh,
Yeah.
ouch.
If you don't know what Stephanie is saying, if you haven't seen the video yet, so I decided to be festive in the video, so I wore this. It also substitutes for a 4th of July thing, Statue of Liberty.
Maybe that needs a new battery.
Yeah, I think it's dying, but I don't think you can put a battery in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Can you? Can you put a battery in it?
Might be able to. With a screw in there.
Well, no, but
there's a battery in
Oh,
there.
there's a bat. Ooh. So maybe, okay, there's 3. Oh, I think you can. You can try that. Well, that's interesting. Have to explore that further. You can put that away. I'm not going to wear that. I'll miss my dude. Now Walter's trying to figure out how to get this thing apart. What's people saying? Anita says, that's really nice, Stephen. Keith and I might just join you depending on the time of church service. We're alone this year. Yeah, just the 2 of us. Yeah, well, of course. All are welcome. Hi, Don. Purple Cottage says, in regards to Keith, I have a Coach handbag with his 4 design on it when he did a collab with Coach. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that he had done that. Not that I'm going to go run out and buy a bag, a Coach bag, but yeah. And but I love his fabrics. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, unless you are averse to color, who doesn't love his fabrics? Adam says, will there be strobe lights and drunk gnomes? I take offense to being called a drunk gnome.
Well, you're nowhere near a gnome. Maybe a troll.
Why don't you go find a bridge to hide under? Yeah. You never know, Adam, what we will have. We might have a public lynching of Walter. That would be fun. Yeah. Just swing him from the rafters. Yeah. Okay. That's another idea. Green Quilt says, bringing sausage rolls, not homemade. And I have some pottery. Okay. I get the sausage rolls, and I have some pottery. Oh, pottery to show us. Oh, okay. Probably from your own creations. Yeah, okay, that's good. Purple Cottage. Oops, where'd it go? Purple Cottage says, yes, absolutely. I keep all my supplies, spoons, towels, etc. in my craft studio. I bring it all in when I'm getting ready to do another batch. Well, I kind of figured you don't cook in those pots. I mean, yeah. But then, there might be some people out there that think you can, just give it a little wash around and away you go. Yeah, not good. Well, I'm offended, Purple Cottage. How dare you, on our live, on my channel, start sweet talking another YouTube creator on here? Oh, well, it's okay. It's Stephanie. I like Stephanie, so that's okay. Next thing you'll be buttering up Adam. Where else?
They like my troll comment.
Yeah. Of course they like your troll comment. Your fan club would support anything you say. Purple Kite says, I hand stitch, which I know both you and Stephen are allergic to. Yep, Stephanie and I are both allergic to hand sewing for sure. I'm allergic to it simply because there's too much blood, mine, around. Okay, so those are the 2 events that are coming up. So what happened this week? Well, first of all, I know some of you were kind of wondering, and I hope it was missing us. We didn't do a So Chatty this week, and I'll tell you why. We didn't do a So Chatty because we weren't home. We got an invitation about a week ago to go into Toronto to visit a couple of friends of ours who wanted us to come over for a turkey dinner. They were making a turkey dinner in the whole bit. These are friends of ours that we've known for almost 40 years, but we only see them about twice a year. One time at their place, one time at our place. And when we go to respective places, we stay overnight, especially because we do tend to have a little bit, well, probably a lot to drink while we're there as well. And geez, it was hard to get a drink out of those guys.
Oh, yeah.
They gave the maid the night off. We had to serve ourselves. Really, I don't know what the world's coming to. But it was a really nice time, and I took over that table runner that I made and the napkins and everything. Walter decided that he was going to sit on them.
Well, no, Bill had put them in a spot where I didn't notice where they were, and
it's probably maybe you should get side mirrors so you can see when you're
yeah,
backing into something. I don't know, maybe one of those little sounds that goes me 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 too. But anyways, he didn't. Good thing they were made out of fabric. Although I was worried about my
antlers.
the antlers on my reindeer, but that they were fine. They gave us a nice little gift. A couple of really, I should have brought them down to show them. They're really nice coasters. I'm not sure what they're made from.
They're like a type of stone.
Yeah, they're kind of a stone, but
They're
really
very heavy, and there's a rough surface on them, so like your glass won't stick to them or something.
Yeah, we have a set of glass ones that I picked up several years ago from someplace that we've been using. They're very nice, but I was just thinking it was funny. I had just had the thought the other day that really it's time to get some new nice coasters because I'm tired of these ones and they are getting a little like the little sticky legs, the things keep them sliding around. Oh, we're missing a couple of those as well. I mean, I could fix that. That's not a hard thing to do. But anyways, we got those and they gave us some really nice little cocktail napkins as well. And I always like to have cocktail napkins on hand because, you know, people are pigs. So you need to give them a napkin. And that was very nice. And the dinner, whoa, that was fantastic. I really liked their bird.
That was good.
It was the bird was juicy, don't you know? Yeah. But I asked them what they did, like with their turkey. I'll be honest, if they ever see this, they might get upset, but I don't really associate them with cooking. Usually, when we're over there, or sometimes a lot of things they get from like, well, they're really nice. They get things from gourmet stores, like and kind of thing. And I did kind of wonder if the turkey was going to be like from one of those places that does the turkey for you. You can get, but no, they did the turkey themselves, and it was
very good.
It was very juicy, a lot of flavor. And so I asked what they did, and I guess well, they did stuff the bird with the dressing. And you know, there's a lot of schools of thought out there about doing that. Well, I think that's more on the birds that come pre-stuffed, not if you stuff it yourself. You know, salmonella stuff like that. But I mean, you got to bring it up to the right temperature. If you don't, then yeah, you're gonna have a problem. But Bill told me the secret to his dressing was a ton of butter. There's a lot of butter in his dressing, which is fine because butter is good. We all enjoy butter, and so that helps keep your bird moist. And then he said he put it on a rack in the pan, so it's not just sitting in the juice that comes out of it, right? Or in any of the liquid you put in. But you do that, don't you, when you do a turkey?
Yeah, but it actually, the rack sits pretty much on the bottom of it.
Yeah, it sits on the bottom of the, that's what I mean. It's in the pan, but it lifts it up from the...
No, it doesn't.
It's supposed to.
Well, no, the rack that we have doesn't do that.
Well, we got to get a better rack. I don't know. And he uses chicken broth in the bottom, you know, for your moisture and everything. But he rubs the skin. He mixes up, I think he said it was thyme and rosemary and pepper, and there might have been something else in it, another spice.
Paprika.
He said he sprinkled that on afterwards. And he mixes that with some oil, and then he bastes, you know, the skin of the turkey on the outside with that. And some of that stuff falls into the juices down below, and they made the gravy from it. The gravy was a little thin, but very tasty. Very tasty.
Probably because there was chicken broth in it. So.
Well, maybe. I mean, I saw Mark mixing up flour and water and stuff for it, so I was going to suggest he use what's it called? A brawn? A brawn?
Yeah, well, that's what I use. But...
Yeah, with it. A brawn is a mixture of butter and flour together. You mix it together and you use that as your thickener.
Or they could use what thing that Glenn and Friends does is that burr.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't talking about a roux. I was talking about a burr.
burr. It's the you mix your butter with your flour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With it. Actually, I have never tried that. I do a roux.
The only thing I don't like about it is it ends up making the gravy really rich.
It's too sweet, too rich, and yet you're heavy. So what?
Well, it's not from eating gravy, so
Yeah, yeah, you gotta have gravy. Anyways,
yeah.
It was very nice. They had like you know mashed potatoes. I thought Mark's mashed potatoes were quite
Very
good. I should have asked him what he did.
Instant potatoes.
I don't think they were. I wonder if he has a, what do they call those things? A mill,
Maybe, I don't know. What's it? Ricer?
a ricer.
I don't know. I can't see those
But-
boys having a ricer.
No, I know. But they could surprise you on that.
Yeah, yeah.
On that. But anyways, they were quite good, and the vegetables were good, and it was all good. It was all good. And for dessert, what did we have for dessert? Oh, we had. Bill likes his sweets, so he had gotten 2 cakes. He got a carrot cake and he got a vanilla cake. The other thing that Bill likes is stuff that's
Vanilla.
Yeah, bland. Kind of, well, in my estimation, it's kind of bland.
He had French vanilla ice cream.
Yes, he had it, and there was ice cream. There was French vanilla, and salted caramel that you could have with them. I had the carrot cake. Carrot cake was nice. Yeah, I guess he got them from some. It looked like it was from some bakery or something. It was like these were not your cakes that come from No Frills or something like that. They were from a nice place. So yeah, so it was all very nice. And then the next morning, they made French toast.
With brioche bread.
And with brioche, was it brioche
Yeah.
that he used? That was very nice, the French toast. I mean, I make French toast all the time, but I was looking at his recipe, and it had half and half in it, and he had 2 kinds of sugar, and he had brown sugar and regular sugar, white sugar. It called for cinnamon and nutmeg, but he says he doesn't usually put nutmeg in it. I do when I make mine. I put nutmeg and cinnamon. But I use like skim milk because that's what we usually have. I use whatever old bread we've got laying around. I throw in a couple of eggs and some vanilla extract into it as well. This was very nice though. It was very good. I liked it a lot. And so yeah, we ate well on the weekend. So what are people saying here? Adam says, I love hand sewing. I'm getting pretty quick at it too, weirdly. Adam says he's working on 2 EPP projects at the moment when I need to keep my husband company in the lounge. I mean, I tried EPP. I did some hexagons and stuff, and actually, after I was getting not too bad at it, but I didn't go back to it. I should go back to it, but I can't sit and hand sew and watch TV because that's when disaster would happen. I would sew my fingers together, that kind of thing.
Purple Cottage Crest says she has to leave. She's going to Helena or whatever.
Oh, is she? Well, have a good time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pop out. I'll hit replay later. Okay, well, thanks for coming. Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. She's been baking all day. What are you baking, Kathy? Jan uses a ton of butter too. Anita says, I do a dry rub on my turkey and marinate it in the fridge overnight and use chicken broth in the pan also. Barb says, what's wrong with rich gravy?
Well, nothing except that I usually start the turkey with butter in the bottom of the pan to begin with, so there's already lots of butter in the gravy.
No.
And I don't like it to make it too rich because that will cause heartburn for me. So
Old men, you know. Adam says, best mashed potatoes, lots of milk and butter and electric whisk to mash them and whip them. My grandmother used to make, we called it creamy mash because my grandmother had a mix master. And when we were there, she'd boil her potatoes. She'd put all the potatoes in the largest bowl of the mix master, and then she would pour in, I don't know how many gallons of homo milk, homogenized milk, whole milk, I guess you would call it. And I don't know how many pounds of butter went in it. And these suckers, they were heart attack on a plate, and they were very, very creamy. And so that's how she made them. I'm not going to pretend I really like them. If you're going to throw up, go in the other room. Please, make it not like
a burp.
Oh, is that what it was? It's more like a gag. That's rude. We have company.
Well, I didn't have my mouth open.
Well, thank you for that. Really, that would have been a sight we wouldn't want to have seen. But anyway, we always called them creamy mashed. Walter loves mashed potatoes, but not for a reason that you would think. Why do you love mashed potatoes, Walter?
I don't like. I like mashed potatoes, but not for the way you think about it. I like plain old potatoes to mush my vegetables.
He mushes his vegetables in them. It's a Dutch thing. Well, not all vegetables.
No, leafy ones like spinach and stuff.
Yeah, it looks like a dog's breakfast.
Yeah, well, that's what I like.
Ugh. Ugh.
I grew up with that. So
yeah, well, where did you grow up, in a pound? But
it's a Dutch thing.
I know it's a Dutch thing. A lot of things are Dutch. Don't make it great. Let's see. Nancy says, "Hi, Nancy. Just coming on. Sounds like you guys had a wonderful meal with your friends." We did. Oh, and Stephanie says, "Throw some chives in there with your potatoes and perfect."
Oh, that sounds good.
Actually, that's something I've never done. Not with mashed potatoes. And we're growing chives. We need to make mashed potatoes with chives in them. Anita, she's a terrible mashed potato maker. And Faith says, "Have you ever made your own vanilla, vodka and vanilla beans?"
Actually, no, I've never tried that.
But I've heard of it, people doing it. It's supposed to come out really good.
Yeah.
Well,
that's all vanilla really is.
Yeah, anyway, I know.
Sell that.
Yeah. Kathy says, "Cookies, yum." And Laura does that. That's how she makes vanilla.
Mm. Sometimes it's hard to find the vanilla beans, though.
Yeah, that's true. Adam says, "Col cano mash is lovely with cabbage in it." Is that what we had that over at that?
Col cannon, yeah, that's what we had at that
Irish pub over in
yeah. Well, that's similar to what I'll do with spinach. So, but yeah.
But I kind of like that because I had it at that Irish pub, but we've never made it at home. But because I like cabbage as well. I love cooked cabbage.
I think I did try to make it at home one time, and it came out okay.
Oh, okay. Why don't I remember?
I don't know.
I don't know. And Teresa, she's a fan of gooey potatoes. "I prefer to just let the steam disperse off the potatoes and just mash them."
No, she says she's not a fan of gooey potatoes.
Oh, okay. I missed the word. Yeah, she is. Okay, fine. She's not. She is not a fan of gooey potatoes.
Yeah, I don't like. My mom used to have this blender, and you threw the potatoes in it. It was like wallpaper paste when it came out. Actually, as a kid, I kind of liked it, but now I think you kind of gross. So
yeah, I don't like them gooey.
No,
either because that's paste.
Yeah,
that's basically
it was
paste.
Basically paste.
Yeah. Now, Teresa says, "Just learned how to make smashed potatoes." Well, aren't smashed potatoes just potatoes that you've left the skins on and then you sort of mash them up a little bit? That's what I think of when I think of smashed potatoes. I don't know if that's what you're thinking of, Teresa. Barb says, "My vegetables have to be separated in my plate. It's a kid thing." Actually, Barb, you're not alone. I was that way for many, many years. I don't like...
And mush your Harvard beets in with your potatoes.
No, because that was what my mother did to punish me. My mother loved cooked beets, Harvard beets. And I hated them as a kid. I still hate them. And she'd make me eat them. She'd throw a big spoonful of them on my plate. But she'd always do it so they touched and bled into my mashed potatoes.
But see, if you mixed them up with the mashed potatoes, then...
What a perfect waste of mashed potatoes.
Yeah, Dutch always mashed everything together. So, like
Um,
they also made my mom never made it, but what was popular in Holland, which my mom never really made probably because my dad didn't like it, was they have something called stumppot, and
well, the name sounds appetizing.
it says that it's like a mush pot or stamp pot. That's what it means, and it is mixing potatoes with onions and carrots together.
Well, it might be okay. Um, I don't know. But back to what Teresa said about, or was it Teresa? No, it was Barb saying about separating the vegetables, not letting anything touch on the plate. I was that way for many years as a kid. I am not so much anymore.
Someone said about adding cream cheese to mashed potato round to it. I have
I
heard of
tried
that.
that. I tried it
I'm not that
once.
fond of it.
It kind of went gooey. I thought maybe I used too much cream cheese because I think I tried it once. Um, and Green Quill says that sounds like bubble and squeak, potatoes and cabbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's another name
Yeah.
for it.
Well, yeah, over in I don't know about England, but in Ireland it's called pelcan. So.
Yeah. Mozilla says my mixed corn and chopped fresh tomatoes in the mashed spuds on my plate with a bit of butter. Okay, that probably looks like puke.
Who's that?
Chunky puke, Mozilla says,
Oh.
Brenda. Um, chopped fresh tomatoes. Okay, I'm trying to picture this. In the mashed spuds on my plate and mixed corn. Corn, tomatoes, and
Ooh.
I don't
Ooh.
know.
That's after a bad night of drinking.
Yeah, I think I don't think it would taste bad. It's not the taste. I think it's more the look of it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
I'm not a huge corn fan with stuff in it.
Anita says, I'm with Barb. Don't mix my food together. Yeah. Bulk Barn Lore says sells vanilla beans. 4 to a 2.
Yeah, I know there was right now it's probably okay again, but there was a shortage at one point in time a couple of years ago. And it was hard to find them, and they were really expensive. But I think they've come down in price.
We haven't looked at those yet.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an experiment we should try.
Yeah. Except I don't go through vanilla that much.
No, but it'll last forever. It's being pickled in
I know about the Kirkland.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got the big,
container
and that's real vanilla too. That we got. Yeah. Remember we bought vanilla in Mexico in Tijuana? That time way back many years ago. We were on a bus trip from San Diego to Tijuana, and we bought real vanilla.
Teresa says Mom's version of the stump pot was mashed potatoes with kale. Yeah, actually that's what we always had at home, Teresa. We had mashed potatoes with kale served with smoked sausage.
The problem with kale is it seems to be that you can never get it completely soft.
Yes, you can. You got to
boil the crap out of it. I mean, I've had kale because you've made it before.
And you don't really like it.
I don't hate it. It's just I find it needs to be mushier.
My mom used to always say it has lots of ironing in it.
Oh yeah, lots of ironing. Yeah, iron. Patsy says love garlic mashed potatoes. That was a big craze at restaurants for a bit, back pre-pandemic kind of thing. I know every restaurant seemed to have garlic mashed potatoes on it. And yeah, it's okay. It's not something I make here at home, really, with it. But yeah, that's okay. I mix anybody up.
Vivian from Alberta.
Where are you looking? Oh, Vivian's here. Hi, Vivian. Adam says green quilts color. The cabbaging is incorporated in the mash. Similar taste. It's nice with cheese stirred in too. Wow. Okay. So we're getting 100 different recipes for mashed potatoes. Teresa's mashed potatoes are almost like pub potato skins. Yes, you boil them whole, then squash them down to about half an inch, liberally season with kosher salt, pepper, onion, and garlic powder. Bake for 30 minutes. Well, that sounds like twice baked potato skins. Like potato skins, you boil them whole, squash them down to about a half an inch, liberally season with kosher salt.
Yeah, but that's still smashed potatoes.
I guess it's not okay. Yeah. Billy loves pickled beets. I don't mind pickled beets. I can eat pickled beets. In fact, lately, I've liked them. I've got a jar in the fridge. Now I want some. With it. And Bill had pickled beets as part of his
Oh,
appetizer
okay, yeah.
tray there, and I had a few of those. I don't mind them, but it's those Harvard ones.
So I'm not that fond of pickle beets, but I like Harvard ones.
Well, they're in a brine, the Harvard beets. It's like a
No.
vinegar.
They put vinegar in with it.
It's just, it's too. I like
And then a
vinegar,
little
but
cornstarch to make it gooey.
it's bringing up. Look, I'll have to go into therapy again now. I just got over that with my mother torturing me with food. That's how my mother punished us. She tortured us with food. Now I'm trying to catch up here.
Sue Norfleet.
Sue says my mom made a huge bowl of mashed potatoes and would bury a huge chunk of butter in the center and then it gives stir just before we ate it. Yeah. That's how I put butter in it.
But Dana is still using vanilla from Mexico. Lasts forever. Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, that bottle we got in Mexico, and it was so cheap because you bought it at a drugstore. They told us to go to a drugstore and buy it, and it was so cheap, and we had that bottle for years.
Yeah.
Years. Mozilla says our Dutch friend made mashed taters with kale mixed in it. Yeah, well, that's what he was talking about.
Tijuana, good times.
Good times indeed. All I know is we got off the bus. It's 9 o'clock in the morning in Tijuana, and there's a guy standing there go, "Hey, senor, we have cold beer and women." Neither one do I want at 9 o'clock in the
Teresa
morning.
says, yeah, boil the crap out of kale, boil the crap out of everything. Yeah, that's my mom. We had mushy beans, mushy everything.
That's Dutch cooking.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy's here. Hi, Andy. Every once in a while, Andy says, I like to put sauteed onions in my mashed potatoes.
That's interesting.
Never heard of doing that, but that would be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that idea, too. Kathy bought vanilla beans online and made vanilla using vodka. You can get anything online, so yeah, if you can't get them at the bulk barn, we have to get
Actually, I saw them at the Dutch store last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Barb says sometimes she makes mashed potatoes with cream cheese, grated cheddar cheese, and real bacon bits, and add butter on top when serving. That almost sounds
like getting a baked potato all dressed.
Yeah, all dressed like at the Keg, a restaurant here that we have in Canada. They have one that's like that too, except I don't think they put cream cheese in it.
And Cheryl says they put shredded cheese on their mashed potatoes and melt them in the oven. Everything's good with cheese.
I was going to say that, and even beets would be good with. Oh, no, they wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't. Jeannie, no problem.
Hi, Jeannie. Adam says beetroot salad is delicious. It has shredded cabbage and carrot mixed with diced beets in a vinaigrette. We can buy it in the supermarket. I've had that, and I do like that. But again, the beets aren't cooked; they're pickled, and I think about. Oh, it's cold. Well, most salads are cold.
Yeah, I like hot beets.
Ew, gross. But anyways, yep. So we now have like all kinds of variations we can try. So that's good. So we had another social event. So Friday we were at our friends in Toronto overnight, came back home, and at 3:00 in the afternoon, we had been invited to our neighbors for drinks, and which was nice. I mean, these neighbors have lived here for 7.5 years. We talked to them that, but we've never been inside their house. They've never been inside our house. And the ironic part of it was, I was thinking, we should have the neighbors in for a drink. Well, they beat us to the punch, had us in. And these are the neighbors that Walter made all the bags for, and I gave them a wall hanging and some placemats with matching napkins and the whole bit as well. So I kind of figured what this was kind of a thank you kind of thing, which was really nice. And I was also curious to see the inside of their house, because their house is the same model as our house, same layout and the whole bit, except flipped the other way. And I can tell you this, when we were in that house, I was very disoriented.
Yeah, it's a little weird when you're in the house, exactly the same house, but it's flipped the opposite way.
But it's very nicely decorated inside, and now I don't know if I want them to come to our house. I said, well, we'll have to have you over, and I think we need to have them over actually after Christmas, but before New Year's, with it all. But and I know they're probably dying to see what our house is, but now I'm very conscious of the fact that we need new floors. And yeah, so I wonder how they'd feel about being blindfolded.
Yeah.
Come for a blind drink, a blindfolded drink. Yeah, that would be fun. It's a thing.
Well, our house isn't dirty.
Well, no,
so
no, it's not dirty or anything, but I mean, it's,
it's
it's,
a bit dated.
well, yeah, some parts of it are a bit dated, but
Some parts.
yeah.
We'll just take them downstairs and
yeah, we just don't look, go down. Don't see the flowered couch. No, don't look at that. But anyways, and they also, so we had a very nice time with them because, really, we got to know them a little better. And they definitely got to know us a little better. And they gave us a gift, a couple of gifts actually, which were very, very nice. They gave us a couple of wine tumblers that are, I should have brought them down to show you, but they're really nice. They're heavy, but they have that fractured glass look along the bottom of them, which is really nice. They're just too nice to use, really. But we should. They gave us they gave us 4 bottles of wine.
Well, that's because when I gave the bags out, she wanted to give me money for them, and I said, "Well, if you want to buy me a bottle of wine, that's fine, but I don't."
But it was really, and they really thought about the wines they gave us, because I think 3 out of the 4 bottles of wine are Australian wines, and they know we've been to Australia. They know we love Australia and all things Australian, and we do drink Australian wines most of the time. And they also gave us a bottle of an Italian wine, a Tuscany wine, or Toscana. It said Toscana on it, so I'm assuming it was an Italian wine. But so we have those. Looking forward to trying those. And then, just when you thought, okay, this is too much, they gave us a bottle of olive oil, very nice olive oil that came from a vineyard in Italy. When they were last in Italy, they brought 4 bottles of this home, and they gave us one, and they gave us a glass curate, whatever, and I am going to put the olive oil in that because I think it'll look very nice and remind us that we have it as well. And some really, I don't know if they got these in Italy, but they were 2 little boxes of chocolates. One was limoncello, and the other one was pistachio.
Well, actually, they did get them in Italy because I looked up the company.
Oh, yeah?
And you can't buy them here.
Oh, God. Well, we were eating them pretty fast. They're quite delicious with that. And they gave us she said, now she'll understand, she says, why I'm giving you these glass containers. She says, when you get to the bottom of the bag, and that's when we got the chocolates. Gave us a nice little glass kind of jar with a cork stopper thing. That I guess that's to put the candies in. They're not going to see that jar because we've eaten them too fast. I'll fill it with something else on that. So I thought that was really, really nice of them. And it was a very nice afternoon, really. She had some hot hors d'oeuvres, these little things that are brie and cranberry in a phyllo pastry. Those were nice, too. So, and their little dog, Mia, who usually barks at us all the time, and she was no different. She was definitely barking at us, but she got used to us to the point where she stopped barking and started licking. She loves to lick.
Yeah, my hand got well licked.
Yeah, so did mine, and she just went between the two of us all the time. They kept trying to shoo her away from it. It didn't bother us. I mean, we like animals.
I especially like little dogs and stuff like that. So.
And Mia's cute. I mean, she's yappy, yes, because she's a little dog. Little dogs are always yappy. But that doesn't bother me. I mean, at all. Now, the funny thing, the next time we see Mia out there, will she allow us to approach her?
She won't remember.
She won't remember. No. Dogs, 6 seconds of memory, maybe. I don't know. But anyways, it was really, really nice. Now, hard act to follow. I'm really going to have to pull out all the stops. I am not competitive. Anyways, but it was really nice of them to do that. What are people saying here? Uh, Shirley says beet horseradish, shredded beet pickle mixed with horseradish. Use like cranberry sauce on beef or pork roast. I've had that. Um, I never really thought, at least this kind I had, I never really thought that I could taste any beet in it. And I love horseradish. Um, but maybe it was just the brand I bought. But you say use it as a sauce on beef or pork roast. Hmm, okay. Why not? Roasted beets are delicious. Um, I have had roasted beets, and I don't mind those. The problem with Harvard beets is the vinegar brine that's on them.
Oh, that's the best part.
Oh God, just drink it right up in a glass. Yeah. Sounds like a nice time with the neighbors. It was, Anita. It was very nice. Yes, they're really good neighbors. And here was the funny part. You know, the 6 degrees of separation. Well, both of them are retired school teachers as well. And when we got talking about it, we knew some of the same people. And it was weird.
It turns out that we had 2 teachers build the deck out back of the our backyard, and the neighbors in their house, the same 2 guys built their deck as well because the neighbor, the old
Okay,
neighbor,
you're really getting confusing. When we first moved into this house 27 years ago, after about the first year, we had our deck built by 2 teachers that I knew that were teaching at the school I was at. And the neighbors we had then, the original owners of the house, they also had them build their deck. The people that are living there now, our new neighbors, there's already been 2 other previous owners. The original owners, then a couple that bought the house after the original owners went off, sold the house, and now then they came in, these ones. So it was just weird. Of course, they didn't know about who built the deck or anything like that, and so
and it turns out that one of the retired teachers, one of the teachers that built the deck, she is friends with the wife.
yeah. So yeah, and I knew her too as well, and there were others. Their son actually went to the school while I was there teaching at that particular school as well, because they at that time lived in that area. I don't remember, I don't think I ever taught their son. But it's just weird how that all works out, really. So we had a good conversation around that.
Oh, happy birthday, Anita.
Oh, it's Anita's birthday?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. Oh, happy birthday, Anita. 29 again, aren't you, dear? Going to allow myself a chocolate-covered cherry candy tomorrow. Oh, come on. It's your birthday.
Stuff your face.
Everybody knows on your birthday there are no calories in anything you eat that day or drink. So go for it. Eat the whole box. You'll probably be sick, but eat the whole box with it. So it is time now for the rest of the gifts in the Santa sack from Quilter Quilts. Now, Stephanie and I did our last box reveal for Missouri Star Quilt this morning. So there were 9 gifts left. That goes live on both our channels on Wednesday of this week. So you'll want to check it out. And there were a couple, I'll just give you a little bit of a heads up. There were a couple of gifts that kind of we thought, oh, this is interesting. What should we do with those? And we came up with a couple of ideas. But anyways, do check that out. Another thing while I'm talking about checking things out, the guy who sews, Sean, he has next Saturday morning at 8 a.m., but there'll be a rebroadcast of it because it's going to run about 2.5 hours long. He had 21 YouTube creators. Adam is one of them. Stephanie is one of them. I am one of them. And many more that you probably know. We did a trunk show. So we each showed a favorite quilt and talked a little bit about it on that. So that goes up live. We won't be live. Well, we may be in the chat, some of us or whatever. But that goes up at 8 a.m. next Saturday morning, and then it'll be rebroadcast as well. So if you want to see what some of your favorite YouTube creators, I'm waiting for applause. Oh, thank you, Steven. Steven, you're going to be on there. Oh, great. Wonderful. I love it. Love it. 5 fingers. I would like you to pick one. That's it. You got it again. Okay. So anyways, those things are coming up, so do be sure to check them out. Okay, are we ready? Here we go. I have to say, I've been impressed by... Ooh, this one's a lump. This is a biggie. Ooh, it's heavy. Bit of a rattle. There's a purple box. Okay, I know what these are, I think. Quilt Builder card set. Set number 2. 40 new blocks, 8 new layouts, unlimited possibilities. I have seen these before, and I almost bought them at one time. I think the whole idea is it says mix and match new block designs to create your masterpieces, and they show you on the back of the box. So the idea, I think, is you lay these cards out, move them around, and, you know, basically design a quilt using them. You know, I had this idea for creating my own kind of thing like this when I first got into quilting, and then I gave it up. Somebody took my idea. Yes, combine different cards to create your own two block, or there's a bubble in the plastic. Block, or I can't read it. Block or sampler quilt. Okay. Well, these might be fun. Watch for a future video on this. I'll go into more depth about how these things work then. So that's pretty good. Quilting with Stephanie Stitches, aka Stephen, Stephanie, and Adam. Yep. Nancy says 4 more days of work left for me and then a month off. I work at a university. Oh, okay. Well, happy holiday. What channel will that be on again, Anita? I'm assuming you mean Sean's. That will be on The Guy Who Sews. Just do a search. In the search bar of YouTube, you will find him.
Barb already said The Guy Who
Oh,
Sews,
okay.
yeah.
Got it already. Okay, I'm a little late for the scene.
And Stephanie says The Guy Who Sews.
Okay, so we got that out of the way. We all know. Yeah. Sean's a great guy. In fact, Stephanie and I were talking this morning about in the new year sometime we might do a collaboration of some sort. We don't know what it is. We actually have a few good ideas though, so stay tuned for that. Can't say anything more about it because I'd have to kill you. Okay, next gift.
It feels like shampoo.
That's what it feels like too. You want to feel it? Oh, you want that?
Well, it's a bottle of something squishy.
Something squishy.
Well, maybe what do you call it? Like flatter or something like what do you call it? They start or something.
Might be.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mary Ellen's Best Press in a Spray bottle, which is okay, but I use Acorn Precision Piecing.
She said best press. She guessed it.
Yeah, you got it, Stephanie. This is Linen Fresh.
Actually, that's not a bad smell. That's their normal smell.
No, it's only. I have nothing against Mary Ellen's Best Press except for one thing. It makes me sneeze. I don't know why. Smells nice. Want to smell it?
Yeah, I can smell it.
Smells like freshly laundered undies, which is a smell I don't often have. Now, I don't know if this is going to make me sneeze or not, but, well, that's okay. I don't mind that. That's fine. Do you use Mary Ellen's Best Press on it?
I don't have any. Well, I'll take it. Okay.
There you go. A gift for you.
Thank you.
Walter got something, because I have a gallon of it over there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Best Press makes Mozilla cough.
Okay, so I'm not the only one out there. All right. If you know what this feels like? It feels like the little box that I get my mechanical pencil things in. The
boat
leads. Oh, I wonder.
No, I don't think that's what it is, but because then you'd have to have the pencil, right?
That's true. Well, I do, but Maybe there is a pencil because these aren't numbered. These,
Yeah.
if whatever order you grab them in. Nifty Needles, 18 count binding. Okay, these are needles for hand binding. Well, Stephanie, you know how I feel about that, don't you? Both of us are allergic to it. So yeah, it's needles. Now, price-wise, I would have no idea how much these cost. They did have a sticker on it, but they're not.
They're weird looking though.
But what do you mean weird?
They have like purple things on them.
Well, maybe they're self-threading. Or, you know, I don't know. I don't really want to take them out of the package yet to see. Anybody ever had from Nifty Notions or something?
Riley Blake.
The Riley Blake.
Yeah, they have purple heads on them with holes in them. So they look like regular needles, but they're plastic on the top.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll explore those further, but I mean, it still is hand sewing, and I don't do that. I machine bind my quilt. That's okay. I mean, you can't expect everything is going to be exactly.
Well, Dana says Mary Ellen products are not allowed at their retreats.
Why? Is it because it makes people
because
cough?
of the scent? Probably.
Okay, I've got 1, 2. I thought there was. Oh, you've got the. Okay, that's right. That's the right number. Okay, this one. Flat. Oh, it's shaped like a T.
Scissors?
Oh,
Scissors.
Yep. Yep. They're little snips. Oh God, do I have a scissor collection or what? Yeah. And I have a pair exactly like this. So, do you need any snips?
I got lots of snips.
Okay. Okay. Actually, these are kind of sticky. I think we need to have a drop of oil in it. It's like, try it.
Yeah.
Feel it. There's resistance.
Use a bit of oil. Yeah, they are kind of tight.
Yeah. Am I impressed? Okay, I'll be honest. I'm not impressed with getting these types of scissors. These scissors are a dime a dozen. I don't mean in what they cost. I mean, everybody has a pair of these. Probably several pairs. I do. And really, I never use these ones. I have a pair that are a little bit more sophisticated than these that I really like. Yeah. One of those things you give away to somebody, I guess. What are people saying? Teresa says 2 of my quilting friends sneeze when they use it too. Mary Ellen's Best Press. Mary Ellen's Best Press is the stuff I used when I first got into quilting because everybody used Mary Ellen's Best Press. That's why I have so much of it because I think I bought large bottles of it. And yeah, it was good then. But you want to know something? Quite frankly, I do not think Mary Ellen's Best Press is as good as Acorn Precision Pressing Solution, Flatter, or the latest one that I got in the Missouri Star Quilt Box is called Magic, which is and that's the one I did. You probably saw it this week if you saw the Idiot Quilter. I did a comparison between the Magic and Acorn Pressing, Precision Pressing Solution. Mary Ellen's Best Press doesn't impress me much.
Yeah,
really.
but it's Debbie Brooks, right? Mozilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're not supposed to drink it. You'll be spraying it into your mouth all the time, right? Cheryl says I would have wrapped up something like coal
and put it in the bag. That would have been just fun. But
yeah, like wrap up a rock or something.
Of course, when you pay $180 for it, though, you don't expect coal. Dana says, Stephen, if you don't want the hand binding needles, you can give me something different than what you gave me last year. No, you liked what I gave you last year, and you're getting exactly the same thing this year, Dana. Nothing. Jeez, there's a lot of mooches. Oh, okay. Do I need another one? Okay, this is what's in the next one. We didn't even feel it. It's long and it's hard. and I'm talking about the ruler. It's
So now you know what 6.5 inches really is.
you've been telling me it's this for years, really. That's why women can't read math, because their husbands have been telling them for years. This is 6 inches, or this is 6 inches. Yeah. Okay, little humor there. 1.5 by 6.5 inches. Now I think I have. Well, I don't think I have. I think that one's an 8. I don't know. Well, it's okay. It's a creative grids ruler. So
Debbie, you turds. I couldn't regret.
actually, what I'll do with this though is I'll throw it in my little travel kit because it's good to have it.
I always wonder if these press solutions are like a drop of glycerin soap in the middle in a huge bottle of water.
This is Walter's new theory.
Because it suds all the time.
Well, who knows? Maybe we need to do an experiment. But do we have any glycerin soap?
I don't think so.
I had some at one time, or some glycerin. I mean,
that stuff always, anytime you buy this stuff, it always suds a little bit. And it's like really liquidy, so it's not like it's got a lot of soap in it. It's just got enough in it to relax your fabric.
We may have to conduct an experiment and see. Then we can sell our own pressing solution. We call it S&W's pressing, or press on. Hard press. Walter Spit. That's what we could call it. Walter Spit. That would sell. Not. So anyways, that's the end of the things that I got in the Santa sack. Would I buy another one next year? Yeah, I would. Because overall, for the most part, I am impressed with most of the things that came in it. And I mean, things like these. What the heck's going on? Emergency. It said I fell. No, it says it looks like you've taken a fall. No, I haven't. I'm okay. Thank you. I did not fall. Yes. There you go. Anyways, like a couple of the things are things I won't use, but that's just, that's you take your chances. They don't know what I use and what I don't use.
Yeah.
So, so I'm not disappointed about it. These are actually expensive because I saw them, I think, on Amazon, and if I remember correctly, I think this box is worth about $40. That was the other reason I didn't buy them, because I didn't know if I'd really use them at that price. So that's pricey. So I think I got my money's worth and more out of what that bag cost me. It was $180. I'm sure I got more than that. So yeah, I would buy it again next year.
The Green Quilts Galore thinks that it has sugar in it.
Oh,
I don't really think it would have sugar in it.
But if it had sugar in it, when you put a hot iron to that, wouldn't the sugar go a little, even though it's dissolved, wouldn't it leave a little bit of a crusty thing on it? I don't know.
I don't know. Taste it. See if it's sweet.
Yeah. Cheryl says, Walter, I would have wrapped up something cool and put it in the bag. Oh, okay. Yeah. If you don't want that, okay, we know that, damn it.
Well, we used to when we were kids, but if you had something really light in a box, we would put rocks in the bottom of the box or something like that, or something heavy in the bottom of the box so that a light package would feel heavier.
Dutch are evil, aren't they?
Yeah.
They really are evil. Yeah. I mean, they try to poison people by mushing up weird things into their potatoes, and then they put rocks in the bottom of their gift bags. Okay, really nice. Of course, don't the Dutch have St. Nicholas and Black Pete? And don't they scare little kids by saying that if you're not good, Black Pete will get you and carry you away somewhere?
Teresa says it's leftover potato water for mashed potatoes.
Oh, well, it's all natural then, eh? Barb says $21.95 for a box builder on Amazon. Okay, so I was a little high on that one. Is that Canadian, Barb? Price? Marcel says, should I snivel for a wool pressing mat for Christmas? Are they worth it? Yes, they are.
I like them.
And yeah, so if Walter likes it, it's good. I have a lot of them in various sizes, and I love my wool mats.
At first, though, you may notice that they smell funny.
Smell like a wet sheet.
Yeah.
Like,
that smell goes away after a while.
Yeah, but no, they are worth the money. I really do like mine. One thing though, do not put your wool mat on top of your cutting mat and then iron with it, especially using steam. The steam will go right through the mat and it will melt and warp your cutting mat. Also, another tip is don't put it on a bare tabletop. You need a barrier between the wool mat and whatever your pressing surface is if it doesn't have any protection. Like I have a piece of 3/4 inch plywood wrapped in batting with canvas around it, and that protects my tabletop. So, or a piece of plastic or something like that, because the steam goes right through the mat. And you can burn yourself on a wool mat.
Mm-hmm.
They retain the heat. And that's why they're so good. Because if you've got some seams that you're having trouble pressing down, getting to lay down, the wool mat will help with that. But beware that spot on your wool mat, especially if you've used steam, will be warm, very warm. Ask me how I know. How many times have I sort of semi-burnt myself on that? But I love them. I think they're really great. And I have one in almost every size you can get. So, yeah, it's worth the money. Ask for it. Tell them you want that for Christmas. Yeah. Oh, Barb's in Calgary. So, yeah, that's Canadian. Okay, I don't know why I thought it was more. But even that, $22 before tax, we'll see. I am curious to find out how these will work out and how much I will use them. I don't know. I guess you could probably, in a sense, this is kind of like analog version of electric quilt. Hi, Sally. Mozilla says, thinking of subbing out my ironing board for a large wool mat. Yeah, but like I said, make sure what you have underneath the wool mat will act as a barrier.
Or something you've got it on something that you don't care if it gets damaged.
Yeah. So what else to talk about here? Okay, so this week is a busy week because we're hosting Christmas dinner. We now know exactly who is coming. We have, counting Walter and I, there'll be 8 of us. That's better than 15. And yeah, so I said to Walter today, I guess we need to take the turkey out of the freezer and get it in the fridge so it can start thawing. And probably take that out for tomorrow because you'll be cooking the turkey, on Saturday, right?
Yeah.
In preparation. I have hors d'oeuvres to make. I have scalloped potatoes to get together because I'll have to cook those on the Saturday or on the Sunday. Figure out everything. There's lots to do. Over now, but it will be fun.
I'm gonna do some pies. Am I gonna do pies?
Well,
or what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want pie. My favorite food group. What kind are you gonna make?
I was thinking of making an apple and maybe a mixed fruit pie, or I'm not sure.
Okay, so basically deep dish.
Yeah, well, or either that or just do apple or something.
No, I don't know.
Or I could do apple and pumpkin or something. I don't know.
Together?
No.
Oh, that might be good. Well, whatever.
Maybe. I don't know. What do you suggest?
It doesn't matter. I like any kind of pie.
We'll have to work that out.
I like any kind of pie. It's my favorite food group. I will just wallow in it naked with a big spoon. Yeah, when you make it. And I guess you won't have to use stevia now that.
Yeah, I know my brother-in-law's not
coming. So you can use real sugar in it.
Real sugar.
Yeah. Which doesn't bother me because it tastes the same whether you use stevia or real sugar. But, my sister, she won't be happy if you use stevia. So, it's going to be a busy week getting things all together. And yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else to tell anybody. So, just a recap about the events. All that is in the show notes below.
We're not doing a live next Sunday then.
No, there will. Oh, that's Christmas is creeping up so fast. There will not be. I know. I can hear you all crying right now. There will not be a Stephen and Walter live next Sunday because we will be entertaining. Well, we're always entertaining, but we'll be, Christmas Day and everything. And I imagine many of you will be busy as well. So sorry about that. You get a breather, a little break from us. Okay, so I think that's our time and everything. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks for all the recipes for what to do with mashed potatoes and other various mushy foods. And we'll see everybody we won't have another live until Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, the Zoom for Christmas Eve. So we'll see you then. So think of that as a Stephen and Walter live, except we'll get to see you too.
Or no, we're doing the Stephen and Walter live on the Zoom on Sunday, right?
No.
Isn't that Christmas? Isn't that New Year's Day?
Well, we will, but that's the week later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Now you confuse everybody.
Yeah.
It's all in the show notes. Okay, everybody. Have a great week. And don't let the stress of Christmas, last minute Christmas stuff get you down. Okay, we'll see you later. Yeah. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.